Anytime you can get to any type of 2-on-1, that's a big advantage for you guys, okay? So like say for example, even if I have like the most seemingly meaningless type of 2-on-1, say for example I have a 2-on-1 Max's wrist here, Max is supposed to shoot, it's like, he can't do anything as long as I have a 2-on-1, okay? He knows that he has to strip this first, now he can start to attack, okay? So as long as you have any type of 2-on-1 on your opponent, understand you're completely shutting down his offense while enabling your opponent, okay? Now, with that in mind, there are many different types of 2-on-1s you can go for. You can go for 2-on-1 wrist, you can go 2-on-1 elbow, you can go Russian 2-on-1s, you can go 2-on-1 arm drags, okay? And I'm sure there are plenty more that I didn't even name here, okay? Today, let's look at the arm drag 2-on-1. The beauty of an arm drag 2-on-1 is that not only is it an effective 2-on-1 in the sense that it will stop your opponent's offense in place, it will also give you a very strong offensive maneuver of getting behind and flanking your opponent, okay? So, first things first, fundamentals don't change, in which Max and I are both in a proper stance with each other. Notice neither one of us are in a square stance. We're both in a good stance and a semi-hunch. When Max and I approach each other, we meet each other at the head first. I'm not saying it's wrong to meet each other with the hands first. However, that is a feature of a more advanced wrestler. If you guys are just starting out in your journey, get used to when you come forward, meet your opponent at the head first. Okay? Now from here, off of this, what we're going to do is Matt's going to post on my head, on my shoulder. I'm going to come through. I'm going to start to grab a grip on the wrist. In order to take this wrist off my shoulder, I can't just expect to grab it and stuff it down. It's too strong. Okay? He's posting, he's putting weight on this. I have to draw my shoulder back, and that creates a more weightless wrist. So as I draw my shoulder back, that strips the wrist off. When I take this wrist off, I look to get it down and away from me. From here, my right hand comes through, and I start to punch the armpit like so. I go high until I feel my hand hit his armpit like an upwards karate chop. I start to drag by drawing my elbow to my hip, and when I draw my elbow to my hip, watch how I get my shoulder to his shoulder, and my head towards his head, like so. Once I get my shoulder to his shoulder and my head towards his head, I reach to the far left. From here, the connection is such where if Max tries to circle out of the way, I stay with him. It's a very strong and slow, methodical arm drag. Now from here, what I want you guys to start practicing is the idea of getting heavy on your opponent like an anchor. I'm going to start to drop my weight down, and from here, I start to draw Max's hands to the mat. Now from here, the temptation of most jiu-jitsu guys is to come up and grab a seatbelt. Big mistake. I grab a seatbelt, Max cuts his elbow back. Elbow back. Yes, exactly. Now he's in on my legs, and now he's getting behind me. From here, I'm going to instead take my right hand immediately. I just put him down and bring my right hand behind his near tricep. That way, when he tries to get that elbow back, there's no way he can get that elbow back now. I take my far hand, I go behind the far tricep, I circle, and I cover the far hip with the tight waist, and now we're ready to attack. So again, head inside arm drag, we're in position, head to head, we're in a good stance with each other. He's posting on me. From here, I take my shoulder out of the way. That's Kazushi. You guys see how he stepped? Good. I take my shoulder out of the way and I stuff the wrist down. I punch my hand through. Now I bring my head and my shoulder inside, and I start to reach to the far left. From here, Max will tell you if he tries to draw his elbow back, it's challenging. It's not impossible, but it's challenging. Now from here, I become heavy. Try to hold me up. I just become heavy and I weigh on Max. Okay? From here, I draw my feet down to the mat. I take my right hand and I seal the tricep immediately. I cover. I go to the far hip, and now I'm sitting on the far hip, staying on the thigh, and staying behind the elbow. Okay? Head inside on the arm.